you know, just holding onto the wedge at this length, it just feels like it's going to go miles.
Yeah, yeah.
But it doesn't actually go that far.
121, that is. 121. We're going F8.
Yeah.
1 length clubs.
Wedge.
Are we going to reach with that? Should we go forward to 100?
Let's go to 100.
Let's go forward to 100. Let's get stuck in. Right, we now walk forward to about 100. Dan's just going to zap again.
102.
Lovely walking, Dan. So we're going to try King Cobra F8 or Cobra King F8. 1 length irons, all irons the same length, 7 iron I think. Arcos in the top, powered by, so you can collect stats on them as well, which is quite a clever thing for people who are statting it about.
Yeah, it is. I think it worked good.
Should we go 2 shots in here?
2 shots.
Dan first to see what you got. Can we control the longer wedge? So quite big and chunky to look at. It's the chunkier version, isn't it?
It is the chunkier version, but it's
slightly lower lofted, I think.
Yeah, around sort of 45, I think, something around that,
so this is the more, as they would call, game improvement version of the single length.
Yeah.
I'll arguably a little bit more help as they pull weights off the face. Cavity back, I guess, there's a little bit of maybe tungsten in there,
possibly,
What we're going to do is just show you how 1 length in an F8 works on the course. Some real numbers, as you like, or testing. Who can hit it closest?
So 7 iron length, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. I know. I like this little knockdown shot that I play. So,
but do you like it with a club feeling that long?
Not sure.
See it?
Not sure. I mean, I play it okay with the 7 iron.
Very windy today, Dan. You happy that hat's staying on?
Let's hope so.
I don't know how that stays on in this wind. Oh, he does like this shot. Oh, it's just overturned more than I thought. Is it a length? Oh, he hits it 1 length. Hit your second ball. That's a good shot. Another go.
Okay, felt lovely off the face. Just felt like I was hitting a little knockdown 7 iron.
Yeah.
Really.
Could you game something that shaped, as in that size, bigger like that? Obviously, for other people, that size is going to inspire a lot of confidence.
Yeah, it is, but it's not overly big. To be fair, it's not overly concerning
chunky
for me. Yeah, it's not. It's got a okay top line. So. But let's go again. A little low, punchy one.
You're not particularly down the shaft there. You're trying to stay at the 1 length.
Yeah, I don't like going down the grip, even though these are, I think, sort of those.
Continued, aren't they? So they don't taper as much.
I don't like going down the grip of the club.
That's better. He started that more out to the right to allow for that little draw. It's about to say, oh, it's a bit long.
And spinning.
Oh, here it comes. Well, I'll show you that in a second.
Yeah, that was spinning nicely.
Action.
That felt good. Okay, Mark, have you gamed these? Have you played these?
I've played 1 length in tests on the course, you know, like played a few holes, 9 holes with them and stuff.
Yeah, and how do you feel with them?
Yeah, I can handle them. I actually quite like 1 length.
Yeah. And how does this one look down there?
Surprisingly not too crazy big, considering it's the
game
chunkier model.
Yeah.
I agree with you. It's we'll look at the other irons as we go, because we've got a 7 iron and then we've got a longer iron, as well as some dry testing.
Okay.
I generally don't mind having a longer wedge like this.
So it's just started it on the flag and it's just turning slightly
heavy.
You catch that a bit heavy?
Yeah, which is why I didn't get the direction quite right. So you've won there.
Alright, 1 up.
So I will replace these divots in a second. Better strike.
Yeah.
Needed.
Okay, started that a little bit further right, just not coming back, is it?
Turn it and hasn't. Good for distance. Look at that spin.
Spin me up.
That's a 2-0 loss.
That is 2-0.
That's rubbish, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's the thing with 1 length, right? Out of all the clubs I test, they're the hardest ones to jump out on the course and try, because they are so different. So even though I have a mix, I've had some good results with them. I do stand over there, strong wind, haven't played over the Christmas period, thinking, not really sure where this will go. But if you gave me my normal wedge, even though I haven't hit that one for the same period of time, I'd have the same feelings, but I would feel I'd have more kind of history to go on. So I think that's the only downside with them, is that people will have to adjust, and how willing are they to adjust? Well, like the market share and everything will let us see over time. Yeah. But I mean, I could do what lots of people do and say that's a rubbish club because I've hit bad shots with it, but I know that was all me. Yeah. One length in my head makes sense, and I feel I could pull it off, and have done. Tip that cap, Dan.
Tip that cap.
That is a definite two good shots from Dan, to be honest. So one landing right up here by the flag as such, and then spinning back as we go into the wind, and this green is pitched, and you can see the one back here. So he's using slope with some spin, landing, and then coming back to a pretty good shot. I pushed mine, landed pin eye and spun back, and I kind of fatted the first one. It was lucky to get there. Two good shots from Dan there. 2-0, we will play the next and see what we get out of it. But my initial thoughts with the look of that for a chunky one, I was quite impressed.
Yeah, I thought it was quite a nice club.
I've seen uglier chunky clubs.
I would agree with that.
I love the one length. So one length, we're going to go with the 5-iron now off the tee and see where that leaves us to hopefully getting within a wedge, or we might have to play some funky 7-iron for the 3 clubs we've got out on the course.
Yeah.
So 5-iron now, feeling shorter, Dan?
Definitely shorter.
Big head, does it make it look bigger or not? I haven't seen it yet.
No, it is.
Because it's shorter, do you know what I mean? Does it look bigger?
Not really, no. Looks quite nice. Looks quite nice down the ball.
Go on then.
Come on then. Right, wind off straight off the right.
Are you 1 up or 2 up?
I think I'm 2 up, aren't I?
Was that not just one game that we just played?
If you want to call that one game, I'm happy to be 1 up.
Don't be so aggressive, Mr. Passive.
Okay.
Oh, that was a noise.
That was well out.
It's a good shot. Did you hit that well?
I hit that so far off the toe.
That's just, did you hear the noise? Oh, you can see the
Look, there's my tee. There's the divot. The inside.
That went well for a toe.
Considering where I've hit it on the face, that has gone nicely.
So a little bit of offset down by the ball, medium to top line. I do start seeing the back of the club out the back of the 5-iron, which isn't a massive problem because it is the chunkier version. The shorter length, as I've said, and if you've seen enough of my 1 length reviews, is actually in the long irons often the most pleasing. It feels a bit like you're cheating. I hit that pretty damn good, and that felt pretty damn
Sounded good.
Yeah, I just hit that well.
Nice.
It went where I wanted it to go. I mean, that felt nice. Felt good. We collected dry ball data with these clubs as well. Let's take you inside and show you what we got out of them. F8 1 length. Dan likes a bit of 1 length. So I'm carrying 181. We're hitting the 5-iron because we're hitting a club obviously which has got
7-iron length.
Correct, yes. There's no point hitting the 6 or 7. I think it's too close. You'll get just those numbers. So we've gone for the longest iron we've got. I'm 181 to Dan is 189. So hitting it well. He is launching at 13. I'm launching at 15. But his spin is 3.7 to my 4,000. So Dan is getting low spin bomb balls out of those. What's the peak heights on those?
28 for you, 25 for me.
So I'm quite happy with the peak height. It's a fraction lower, but yours is a bit low, isn't it? And that's always the problem with 1 length when you go into the longer irons sometimes.
Spin drops off.
And they go low.
Launch, yeah.
Oh, get up there.
Oof.
Get up there.
That is low.
Numbers are good inside.
Yeah.
As in they went the distances we needed them to go.
Yeah.
Changing the grooves on each club to make sure the spin stays in line for the different lofts.
Yeah.
Because obviously the big balance with 1 length is always making sure you launch them up in the air and get the right spin rates when you start mucking around with the length. And I think Cobra have made enough 1 length clubs now to really start to kind of master that as much as possible. We also get this bit of carbon in the background which is helping him with sound off the face. That's literally there to make it not too tingy.
Yeah.
Forged face, and obviously I think we're getting a nice bit of weighting here at the bottom. It's all there to try and help you get the ball up in the air.
Quite strong lofts.
And they are strong lofts, but they push up in the air.
Yeah.
Spin wasn't loopy low, so not a bad performer. Let's see who can get them closer to the hole. I think that's always the key, isn't it?
Yeah.
Getting that ball in the hole, I think, is what you're meant to do with golf, as I last understood it. I think. Yeah. How far you got, Dan?
113.
Now 113. Look, this is interesting. I hit mine really good.
Yeah.
And I'm just here, basically just past. Dan towed it.
Towed
Again, you've run up to here.
Yeah.
Mine has landed here. to stop here. So strike rules, condition then takes its effect.
Yeah.
No matter what those dry ball data numbers are and what they write about the club and the tech, bounce and roll and kicks are just playing such a big role, aren't they?
They are. Absolutely they are, yeah.
Right, let's see if you can hit it. What did you say?
Right,
113?
113. Wind slightly helping.
Slightly helping off the right, maybe?
Yeah. We're going for lift, clean and place, alright?
Yeah, I'm happy with that. I think we could define today as winter golf. He's going to hit the little wedge again.
Yeah, and it is. I think it is a little wedge. I think
perfect for your little draw, wind off the right.
Yeah, I mean, I've always, when I tested the other one length that they did, I remember sort of saying at the time that, you know, just holding on to the wedge at this length, it just feels like it's going to go miles.
Yeah, yeah.
But it doesn't actually go that far.
Well, we found that from indoor, didn't we?
Absolutely.
We were getting quite good numbers considering the length change. And I mean, one length have been out long enough now. I think I know they're going to do what they need to do within reason.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
It's just I'm always a bit wary of that long iron just being a bit low spinning and not getting up in the air, which they seem to have done not a bad job with.
Agree. Okay. Slightly uphill.
Stay there. He's pulled it a bit, and the wind's off the right. Is that massive?
Could be long.
That looks massive.
That is. Yeah, that's
this is
just
two
me.
shots. Is this not worth 2 games?
Do you want another go? I think I deserve another go. You know, just holding on to the wedge at this length, it just feels like it's going to go miles.
Yeah, yeah.
But it doesn't actually go that far. Okay, I've just
I reckon you're
hammered
big.
mine. Yeah, I think so. I think it's more downwind than I've taken into consideration there.
This is interesting. So I've got too much club and I'm going to manufacture, but it is a wedge. You would always manufacture with a wedge. But I've obviously got the longer club, so can it be done?
Nice looking shot, just a little bit left the target.
I think that's better for
I
length.
think that's probably about pin eye, that.
Yeah, I'm quite happy with that. And again, there's the contrast, isn't it? It's from the duff to the push.
Yeah.
Apart from that, going a little left, ball slightly above my feet. I had no problem feeling the distance control, and even on the last one of them landed pin eye.
Yeah.
It was just
spun back.
Right.
Yeah.
Then it would be distance control, little bit of direction, but maybe distance control that I'd be questioning with such a long wedge. But the question seems to get answered, doesn't it? It does.
Bit long. You know, just holding on to the wedge at this length, it just feels like it's going to go miles.
Yeah, yeah.
But it doesn't actually go that far.
Someone's quiet.
Oh, very quiet. Nothing to see here.
Yeah. So I've pitched, just roll forward again about pin high, so distance control was my point back on the fairway. Dan, I don't think we can put that down to the 1 length, or maybe we can. Like I was saying, on the last hole, you do need a few goes.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm not sure you'd have done that with a standard length wedge, but I can't back that up. I don't know. We should have tested, I guess. But
no, I've got no answer for you on that one. That was just a bad golf shot.
Bad shot, Dan.
Well done. You know, just holding on to the wedge at this length, it just feels like it's going to go miles.
Yeah, yeah.
But it doesn't actually go that far.
So we're going to finish on a 5 iron. Dan can only win or draw because he's 2-1 up. Yeah, 1 length's making sense. I think the big question with 1 length is always, it's kind of, can you be bothered? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Like
you've grown up.
Is it really that big of a problem?
Yeah.
But I think there are plenty of golfers out there who are looking for the secret answer, and this might just kind of really tap into things that make sense with feeling like you're swinging on one angle and all that kind of stuff. But you won't be, because you put different forces through the club, which will make you put different angular forces through the club as well. So it's more of a visualization thing, like in your mind what you think the club should be doing, then followed by a feel thing, as in I do like the 5 iron feeling short.
Yeah, I agree.
I like Arcos.
Yeah.
The other stuff around the face, I see a chunky head that performs and pushes the ball up in the air and is quite strong lofted. We can put all the fancy names on like they all do, but that's what I see. And I see a club that's not got massive amount of offset as well, which is I quite like. There are people who want chunky clubs but don't want massive offset.
Yeah.
And this will tick that box.
Yeah, I agree, yeah.
Right, 5 iron, who can get closest? That's a fin and a push.
Get up, is it?
No, I don't reckon that'll reach. Don't know, bunker?
Might be bunker, that.
It wasn't a great striking, it was a bit of a push. Go on, Dan.
Come on then. Yeah. Last one was a bit toey, wasn't it? So I'm going to stand a bit closer.
Sound like Rory's advisors. It's low. Did you strike it? I mean, it should be on.
Yeah, it's probably a bit heely, but
It's good. Right. It's a gamer. Maybe onto the back left.
It's a decent shot, isn't it? You know, it felt lovely. It felt really, really nice.
Could you game them?
I think I have done in the past, as you know. I have gamed the 1 length irons, but I only gamed it from 6 iron, 5 iron and 4 iron. I think, as you mentioned before, you know, can I be bothered to make that massive shift with the shorter clubs? And the answer is, I don't think I've got the time to make that effort and make that change.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. I am in the bunker. Dan has hit a good one. 3-1, Dan, well played, and that is a very good shot on this hole today. I mean, that's just a birdie putt.
It is. I like it.
You say, yeah, you've got no. I've got no problems with them as well. I think, like you say, the big question is, do we want to change? I've never really felt like my clubs are too short or too long.
No, I'm exactly the same.
But I think for people looking for the answer, hoping for more consistent strikes, and I'm not saying they deliver that, but it might just trigger something in their imagination that allows them to start hitting the ball a bit better and then use them. Again, main thing is you go and test them. Good thing with these clubs is often golf clubs have sets, don't they?
Yeah.
So you might be able to actually get them out on the course and do what we do, which in my opinion is one of the best ways to test.
Anyway.
Let me know, post comments down below as always. Thanks for watching.
You know, just holding on to the wedge at this length, it just feels like it's going to go miles.
Yeah.
But it doesn't actually go that far.